I had a nigga came to me during Shachris. It was so irritating because.
I heard you with that tablet.
Bum 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 bum. How does it start? Bum 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 mira mira ya la ay 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 bye ay 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 oh ay ay la 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 bum 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 ay 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 I can't remember how it starts.
You spoke about it on Shabbos.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
I just understand the dynamics of how that works. You're in davening, someone's leading davening, and then a niggun in the middle of like people.
You don't think about your work during davening?
I don't. I know, but my work doesn't conflict. It's instead.
At least is good with it.
I can understand inside of I can say that a niggun can come down while there's words being said.
I mean, it says a lot about my kavana.
Today, are you kidding? That's stuff I was working on last night.
Oh man!
That's cool.
All right.
Why unfortunate?
I'm not doing code or something.
He's thinking about
silly,
Shabbos.
mundane.
Right. Delta United. We elevated. Right. Okay, brothers. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna see. We're gonna try to stick to this. And we're going to try to revamp, re-michazek, give this a shot. There's so much going on. We're going to try to stick to Rav Kluger until the end of this month, till the summer. And we have beautiful ma'amarim from the sefer that we all got. If anyone needs a copy, I have photocopies over here I made for today. But if you open up in the sefer Korval Nafshi, Daf Kuf Yud Gimel, we're going to start a beautiful, wonderful ma'amar, which the topic is Simchas Chayim. Simchat Chayim. When you wanna, I always remember this terminology. When you have the words Simchat Chayim, it's like when you want to describe someone when you're trying to push a shidduch on somebody. So, if they're not that good looking, you could always go with, they have Simchas Chayim. First they say they have Simchas Chayim. They have really like a zetz for life. They have this twinkle in their eyes for life. to feel alive. Like being alive, it's like a good Indian for them. It fits for them. And then I had a conversation with someone last week that said that they feel validated by the statement in the Gemara. They finally realized that they felt validated. Their whole life became validated when they learned the statement in the Gemara that said, Noach lo la'adam shelo nivra, that the Gemara came to the conclusion that it really is more comfortable and better off for a person to have not been created. Which, Noach lo la'adam shelo nivra. It's more. Oh, you think it says Tov. Noach lo adam shelo nivra. But then the Gemara says, but since he's already been created, they may as well try to figure things out. But it's okay to come to start off in that place and say, you know what, it really is Noach lo adam shelo nivra, especially for people that are in touch with their neshama and that haven't figured out a way for the neshama and the body to work in unison and work in harmony. So in this Mamar of Kluger, and it's very in Shach, we're studying this during Sfiras Omer because, like we spoke about on Shabbos, the whole avodah of Sfirat Omer is to awaken within us the ratzon for avodat Beit HaMikdash. And in this piece, it seems that he's going to be taking us on a journey, explaining to us what it was like when the Beit HaMikdash was around, what was going on inside of us when we had a Beit HaMikdash, and how we can get Simchat Chayim now in this world, Simchas Chayim. Now, Simchat Chayim doesn't mean finding reasons to be happy. That's not Simchat Chayim. That's something else. Not sure what that is. Boker Tov. I don't know what that is. Simchat Chayim is this general state of being, which some people have it. There are people that have it. I don't know anyone in here that I could say that I would say about us. We have it fully. There are people that have this. I don't know how to describe it, but
are you talking about a foundational thing upon which you can even be sad while still having it?
I don't know. Let's see what he says. Forget about what I think. Let's see what
you were saying.
About this description?
Yeah, you said, well, you don't know if anyone in the room, so what is in your mind that you're looking for?
I don't know. Close your eyes, think of the concept Simchas Chaim, and think about a person that has it, and you'll get there. There are people like this. Simchas Chaim. Amamish, the easiest example for me is my father. My father has Simchas Chaim. Doesn't mean he doesn't have struggles. Doesn't mean he doesn't. I'm sure he has his own version of demons. He's a child of survivors, I'm sure. But we just celebrated our father's 70th birthday a few months ago, and the whole, whenever we tried to come back to what it is about our Abba, the term Simchas Chaim kept on coming up. So for me, it's very easy to go and visualize what I'm referring to. But each of you can figure it out on your own. Now let's say how he describes this, okay? במעמד להלן, נבוא בעזרת השם למפתן הבנה פנימית, we will come to an inner understanding, שבניין בית המקדש היא שמחת חיים. Interesting. That the building of the Beit HaMikdash means having Simchat Chayim. ואילו משמעות החורבן והגלות, destruction, exile, היא הפך שמחת חיים. רוגז ומתח פנימי. Now, rogez means anger. Metach pnimi means inner tension. Tension, metach pnimi, inner tension. So far, so good. It's a beautiful way of understanding what the Beis HaMikdash is all about. Simchat Chayim היא כאשר הנשמה מוכנה לכתחילה לדור בשלום בייס עם הגוף. This is so amazing. What is he saying? Yeshua, מה הוא אומר פה?
He says that real simcha is where your body and soul live in shalom bayit.
Well, someone makes a decision.
There's no conflict.
But who makes the decision about that?
Natural. There's no...
No, it says, הנשמה מוכנה לכתחילה. It means that the soul, I'm conscious of the fact that I'm a soul, and that I agree that this is what, I'm not conflicted as to what Hashem's design of being in this world
is
constantly conflicting.
Currently, but in times of Beit HaMikdash, there
We'll
will be
see.
that struggle.
Right.
It'll be like Facebook and this and that. It'll be more natural.
I wouldn't say that out loud. You're gonna prevent people from actually davening for Beis HaMikdash now with that description. Yeah, Eli?
It's a choice to be born. I'm good. I'm not trapped in something that's not me.
It's a
I'm
choice,
down with it.
right.
I'm good to be in this world.
Now, that's a big thing, but we don't really look at that as such a big statement, but it actually really is. Like when you come to the realization, when you come to the conclusion, I'm like justifying Hashem's decision to put my soul into a body, and that I'm okay with it, then it doesn't contradict the statement of the Gemara saying Noach lo Adam shelo nivra. It just mashlim. It kind of like says, Yalla, this is going to work. We're on the journey. It's going to be good.
If it's Noach instead of Tov, then that's great because it says Noach, but
Doesn't
we're looking
right?
for struggles. We're looking to grow.
Nachon?
Can you imagine a baby coming into the world giggling? Babies come into the world crying.
Right.
Right? If this would be, you come into the world, whoopee!
Right.
I'm with it. This is fantastic. That would be, right, that would be something.
Nachon. So look how he continues here. So again, Simchat Chayim היא כאשר הנשמה מוכנה לכתחילה לדור בשלום בית עם הגוף. Now, what's the difference between לכתחילה and בדיעבד in this context? Huh? Lechatchila, I think it means that I'm not waiting till I'm forced to be okay with the fact that I have to deal with this. That I'm deciding, I'm choosing to say, this is going to work, this is good, this is what Hashem wants. Not just that. What am I okay with? That my job here lehairo berachamim mikdushata, to enlighten it with mercy from its holiness. Leromemo kfi erko v'asagato, to elevate the body in accordance to its erech, to its value, and what you could achieve in this world. I remember one time I was invited to do a Rosh Chodesh Adar for bringing in YU with your uncle was there, Rabbi Miller, and Rav Weinberger, and Rabbi Menachem Penner. Is that his name? Menachem Penner. Rabbi Penner. Anyway, it's March 1st. It's Washington Heights. It's free. It's literally bone-chilling freezing. It's freezing. And they put us into one of these rooms in the cafe. I think it was a cafeteria. I don't know if it was a cafeteria. It was like downstairs in the main building in YU. It's freezing in there. And I'm like this, and I'm like, and I'm waiting for the Rabbi to come. And I'm like, Rav Weinberger comes in, and I'm trying to like, okay, just like, yeah, don't look like a shmata. Like, it's like, come on. So I'm like, and then he says, Shlomo, how are you? And I just couldn't, I was like, wow, I'm good, I'm freezing. He's like, that's why you're here. He said to me, that's why you're here. Meaning, to get out of the freezing, to make everyone warm. And he's like, oh yeah, that's why I'm here to actually work against the natural environment that I've been forced to be put into. That's what I keep on thinking about over here. Yes, it is freezing. You're here. You want Simchas Chayim? Recognize that this is not a punishment. This is an opportunity to do what you're supposed to do here. But to come to that haskama, that I'm masking to that mitzvah, is a very big thing. That's a very tremendous mila you could reach.
Is it something that you just reach and you're there, or can you reach it and then you just can lose it again and it's a perpetual...
I have no idea. That's why we're learning this. I don't know. You want the answer right now, huh? You don't want to learn it. You just want to know. Beram, matzav, galus, v'achorban. He says, what's a state of galut and chorban? Kasher haneshama zo'efet. When the neshama is zo'ef, is like tired and angry. Ve'enas ve'aratzon min haguf shenigzar alea lishkon bo. It's not, the neshama takes a look in the mirror and like, are you kidding me?
That's the
Huh?
I think that was the lechatchila.
Could be. And he said, but this is a te'ur of galut, that you feel like you're living in a state of exile.
Right. Well, I mean, it started where, okay, we're going to figure this out, we're going to make it work, shalom, everything like that, and then after the Churban and the Galut, it's just like,
Yeah.
take this in.
Ke'ish memaher ktsar ruach. Like a person that's on shpilkas. I don't have patience. She'en lo pnai lalechet b'metinut im yaldo harach hatzoed imo le'at. that this is so deep. This is so deep. This is like a person that doesn't have the patience the Sitzfleisch to walk slowly in the pace with his young child that he's walking with.
That's crazy. I was just looking at this guy over here as he was talking, and I saw him a couple days ago walking with his kids, and his kids were pushing the stroller. Like, what's your oldest daughter? And he's like, I guess we're gonna go the long way. And I was like thinking to myself as he was talking, like to have that menuchas nefesh that Yeshua had, like he's got a newborn at home,
Wow.
and here
It's
he is,
crazy.
you know, and like,
It's beautiful.
ah,
It's beautiful.
I was thinking about yesterday walking with my kids and how I was like, hurry up!
actually on a good day.
Yeah, take that.
So that's the answer, I guess.
It seems like it, but he's not. But here the Inyan is that obviously when he says that you don't have the patience to walk with your children, he's not saying check to see how you are with your children. He's saying check to see how you are with your child, with you, the kid that's within you, because he's got to walk slowly.
Seems like he's referring to the kid as the goof here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, the difference is,
Absolutely.
do you enjoy the process, or you are always looking for what's out there? And so I don't care about the process. The process is just an aggravation. You need to,
Nachon? But you realize the neshama, it makes sense because then the soul is inclined to not. It's very hard for the soul to be like, let's wait. Let's not be in touch with ourselves. It's not a simple thing for the neshama to be like, yeah, it's okay.
right, but here he's saying, if you want to be in touch with yourself, you got to be in touch with your body too. That's why we're here.
נכון. ועל כן, נוזף וגוררו בחוסר סבלנות. Come on, kids. Come on. Yesterday's feeling, right? דרך כזו, this way, לה ייקרא, this is what we call פירוד נשמה מגוף, separation from soul and body. This is what we call חורבן מר, a bitter חורבן, a destruction. Now, ראה מה שכתב הרב הקודש, רב מנדל וטפסקר. It's beautiful. It's, first of all, three reasons why I love that he quotes this. One, because he's a Breslover quoting outside of Breslov. Two, it's one of Eli's favorite rebbes. Three, his yahrzeit was just a few days ago, so it all works out. Who's Reb Mendel Vitebsker? Reb Mendel Vitebsker is a Talmud of the Maggid of Mezrich. He is the pioneer. I don't want to say the Zionist Rav. He was the first Hasidic Rebbe to make it to Eretz Yisrael, and he's buried in Tveria.
Yeah.
He's buried in Tveria. He came here. Remember, he journeyed with two other people from the Galus to Eretz Yisrael with Rav Avraham of Kalisk and Reb Shneur Zalman of Liadi. But Reb Shneur Zalman of Liadi was coming. Reb Alter Rebbe was coming with him, but he stopped and didn't continue on. After he was traveling through all the villages, seeing how much he spread, the Torah of Chabad was already spreading, and he sensed achrayus, and he stayed. But Reb Avram of Kalisk and Reb Mendel Vitebsker, they made it to Eretz Yisrael. And Reb Mendel Vitebsker, it's a beautiful, deep sefer called, he quotes it over here, Pri Haaretz. It's a sefer, Geval Torah's Parshias and holidays, and Michtavim, and letters that he wrote. So this is Michtav Chav Beis. כי הנה כלל גדול בתורה, להיות שמח בחלקו, גם בעסק התורה ועבודה, עם מעט ועם הרבה, ויהנה ממנו. Now this language is very uncommon. What's the weird word he said over here?
Just be satisfied, not to improve.
To be okay with it, right. But he says,
Yeah.
yeheneh, like you gotta enjoy it. Now this is a chiddush. He's saying even the little, the non-rushing, it needs to not just be, you need to not just be okay with it, enjoy the process also. He says that's a klal in Avodat Hashem.
You said they're doing Shlomo Katz target, and what you think about is how you haven't learned the rest of Tanakh.
Then it's not. Then he's saying over here something essential is lacking from your learning and your Avodat Hashem. Absolutely. Now, what's the other voice that we hear? Is like, oh, so how's the person gonna grow? Well, what is your perush of grow? Does that mean cover more,
Quantitatively,
right? Or is it that my soul and my body are working more in unison?
It's that process point that Ellie made.
Absolutely.
One step at a time.
Absolutely.
There's like a balance here because you don't want you you got the damin, or you got the mitzvah damin, but where you're supposed to really adam ki yamud bo'ed, all these like sayings that you have like dying over your Torah.
No stira.
No stira?
No.
If you're having a good time with it.
You could love dying over a Tosfos. You could love that. That's a yagia that I've seen people that literally, I wish I had this, that they are so nehne. They really enjoy like a geschmack zvachim. You know who it was? Michael Moss. Remember Michael Moss? He donated the Sefer Torah in memory of his father, right? So who was here that Shabbos? He was here. Was everyone here? Did you meet his brother? He's from Lakewood, father of 13, Penny. Yossi, did you meet the brother?
Yes, the religious guy, right?
The religious guy. Us, the non-religious guy, the religious guy. Okay, anyway, yes, correct. I literally saw, like, he went out on my porch in the morning, Shabbos morning, and he was like, wow, Eretz Yisrael. And the only thing that could make it more perfect is when he pulled out his Gemara. Like, that was literally his Hana. Now, did he finish the Masechta that morning? Maybe he learned 3 lines. There was Hana. There really was. There was an enjoyment in it.
It's almost like the vice that I would have, like, to do something like veg out, watch YouTube. That same joy of reappropriating that towards...
It's not Hana. Your soul's not enjoying that.
No, but I'm saying to recalibrate that to learning.
Right.
To grabbing a few minutes to do
Right.
it. Do you understand?
Well, it's part of what he's saying. He's saying that it must be Hana in that limud, even if it's little. Me'ati marbeh, that's the kicker here. Even if it's a little bit. Let's continue his letter. Ma she'enken im eino ne'eneh v'sameach v'anefesh rotza le'enot mit'aveh te'ava. Ooh, he opens the door here for something wondrous. What is he saying over here? If you have no hana and no simcha from what you're doing, but what's the problem? The soul does want to enjoy. What does it create? It opens the door for lusts.
To want.
Not well.
Because this language comes from the language of back in the desert when we.
Hit'avu ta'ava. But here, want creates, when you're not supplying your soul
No, it's a problem.
with simcha, then what ends up happening? You develop lusts. You have a ratzon, it's not being fulfilled, so where does it go to? You look somewhere else. Look what he says here.
Kisufim return to Dava, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's deep stuff.
I've been hearing that word a lot.
Kisuf is yearning.
Longing. Nichsof, nichsafti.
Yeah,
So it's-
no, I'm Shabbos.
So it's not okay to stay on the sidelines.
The sidelines create.
Sidelines are like, I'm playing safe. I'm not going to really take on anything. I'm just going to try to...
Anyone that's ever said that always comes to the conclusion that doesn't work.
But this is
doesn't
like
last.
giving you the science behind it.
Correct. He says, why? Because look what happens. Exactly. Look what happens. מפני וכן המחשבות זרות, these foreign thoughts start coming in. Why? מפני שאינו שמח בעבודתו. He's not happy with what he's busy with. ורוצה בגדולות ונפלאות ממנו. I want to finish Shas, and that'll bring me Hana, or those big things will bring me Hana. Shnai mikra v'echad targum, that's going to bring me Hana. That was kindergarten. I should, He says, what happens when a person goes there? Dochim oto lemachshevet chutz. It pushes you away to start having foreign thoughts. Vadai mehara'ui lomar, matai agia lemaaseh avotai. So, what'll end up? What is the right thing to say? When will I reach my father's actions? Meaning, when I say, when will I get there? One day I'll get there. I can learn how to be okay with that right now. This is all I could do right now, and it's okay to be besimcha over it. Like that famous story of Rabbi Moshe Feinstein was approached by someone that said he wanted to do a siyum. Did you ever hear this story? And then the person, I think, was about to die. Comes time to do the siyum, and it was over 1 page of Gemara, because it's the first page they ever learned in their life. And everyone was like, you can't do a siyum on one blot of Gemara, but it filled it completely fulfilled this guy, and I think they ended up doing a siyum on one blot of Gemara. Meaning, when I say to myself, when one day I'll get there, it's okay for me to enjoy the avoda where I am now. Now, it doesn't mean ani beseder im efo shani, I don't have to grow. That's not what we're talking about. It just means taking simchas chayim with where I am right now. Ubesimcha shel mitzvah zo yizke ligdula mimeno. And he says, what does it mean that's mitzvah goreret mitzvah? That the simcha that I could have with the mitzvah, or the little bit of learning that I'm in right now, will then bring me to more. That's my way of getting more. But I won't really get to the covering more ground, on a real level where my neshama feels like it's in unison, unless I'm okay with right now. Like people that have one child. Listen, my brother has 10. I can't feel the simcha unless I can't really, I want to feel like I connect to Yaakov Avinu until I have 13 children. I'm just not going to feel it. Right? On any level of comparing. So he ends off here and he says in this letter, he says, yes, Poshe Yisrael mele'im mitzvot karimon. We say about the criminals of Israel, we say about them, even them, the sinners, they're filled with mitzvahs like a pomegranate. Aval eino sameach v'nehene mimeno. But they have no simcha from what exists within them, which probably puts them into the category of poshim. Ma she'en ken kshe'yismach b'ma'asav yichvod Hashem le'olam. The end here is very important. He says over here, what creates a person to feel that they are low, not having any simcha from what is available for them right now. Then they start going to other places. This is true, obviously. This leads to cheating, not a spouse, chalila. It's everything in life. Everything. I want that shalom bayis. Okay, but did you have 5 minutes today of shalom bayis? Yesterday you had nothing. Did you have? What's 5 minutes? I need the whole deal, right? It won't work like that. That'll lead you to foreign thoughts, looking otherwhere, looking in the wrong places. So this he describes this to be a state of living in galus. Now we could jump ahead for a second in our thoughts and say, so what was the reality of Beis HaMikdash? That when you walked into Beis HaMikdash, what was transpiring within you? Don't just say Simchas Chayim. Explain what that means now.
That your body was joined in the action of Avodas Hashem with your neshama. Everything was becoming one, doing what it was supposed to do.
Which led you to feel
complete and whole.
Shlemus.
You feel your
Shlemus with right now.
Now, does that mean that your soul gets his, and then now your body can go and get what they need? Like, it seems like there's always a preference to give into the body. The body gets its 3 meals a day, it gets its whatever hours of sleep, and whatever other additional needs you have. But the soul is just constantly waiting. Give me something. Give me 10 minutes of learning the Bahana or something. And so then when there's a bit of Mikdash, are we saying that now the neshama finally gets everything that it was longing? Or are we saying the body and the soul are both getting... Is it still a competitive kind of reality and just make sure everybody is fed?
When
the bit of Mikdash doesn't exist?
No, it's not competitive. They're dancing together.
You're feeding it healthy food instead of like junk food.
All the time.
Right.
Not once a day, constantly.
Right, I guess you can be eating a korban, right? That you offer, and then everybody, it's perfect shleimut, right? This is, your body needs to eat, your soul only wants you to eat this thing, and only wants to eat it in this place, and it kind of like creates a perfect harmony.
Alavai, I could really imagine on a very actual level what you just said.
And when you're eating, what you're realizing is you're enjoying the sparks. You're not just enjoying the steak.
You're enjoying the sparks of what you're elevated.
You're home. You're just home. You're
Right.
just where you need to be, right where you need to be.
Right. All right, let's continue inside on the bottom over here. Bishlav achar shlav, level after level, yitba'er lehalan ketzad haya hashalom me'ir bizman hamikdash. He says, I want to take you on a journey of how peace reigned in the world, in the person, during the time of Beis HaMikdash. Hen bepnimius mishkan Yisrael al admat kodsham, vehen bichlalius chayav hapratiyim shel kol Yehudi. I want to tell you what that harmony was like when the Beis HaMikdash was around, And also, ve'echa galu bani me'al shulchan aviem. And also, let's describe the movement towards how Galus was formed. And what does he say that really means? V'nifreda neshama miguf ad etzem hayom hazeh. He's saying instead of, I think this is like my inner conflict still of like the whole Zionist movement is that it is so much more than just being here. It is about the neshama and the guf working it together in unison. That is geula, not just being here and living here. Kasher Yehudi sar vezaef ve'ino sver atzva ratzon me'atzmo liot maleh birkat Hashem. So he's saying like we're gonna really go into the science or into the basics of galus and geula, and that really means Beis Hamikdash and exile, and it hasn't fully, even though we've been coming back to Eretz Yisrael v'chulei, as long as people are not svaratzon means satisfied, or what's a better? Content. That's much better. With their bag, right? Their bag. Then it's still galut. You could be davening on Har HaBayit. It's galus. But you can't be in. But the difference is, you won't be like that in Beis Hamikdash. Because for the Beis Hamikdash to come, it means that there's a klal, there's a general sense of the am being svaratzon on a general level with their neshama baguf, doing the avoda in unison.
I don't understand how to reconcile that, because we had Beis Hamikdash and it didn't do that.
Which Beis Hamikdash?
Either one. Because if it really did that, like on that panini, the biggest level of all time, how could we have ever?
Let's
plagued by that question.
Let's see what he says. These are great questions. Let's see how he explains how the reality in the Beis Hamikdash suddenly stopped to be. Let's see what happens.
Because that feels really.
You're right.
Frankly, it feels really hopeless to me. Because if I'm yearning for this Beis Hamikdash, it's going to transform all of us into like elevated to where we're like eating the steak and getting the sparks, and we're like there. How could we ever
lose that? I think he's going to explain to us how we lost it and how we. Better example. Don't you have moments in tefillah that you know right now, everything is perfect?
Yeah.
Or not just in tefillah, whatever, in life, right? How could you lose it?
But it's a difference, because what we're saying that in the Beis Hamikdash it was revealed on such a level, and we believe with the Emunah that when Hashem's light becomes so revealed, that there is no losing it, that there is no concept of like, Bechira goes away basically at that point, because it's revealed.
And you've never experienced that on a personal level?
Not to the level that we talk about in the Beis Hamikdash.
But we had in Sinai too. We've done this before. And we can always get back. Right? We that's who we are. We fall.
But to fall to the degree of the sins that caused the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash
We
isn't
worship the
just
Avodah
like not
Zarah
having
outside.
kabbalah during your davening.
Right?
But I think we hope that the third Beis Hamikdash will be different, because the first two were destroyed because we were at that level, but we didn't appreciate it enough, and sinas chinol and whatever crept in. I think the idea is that when the binyan Beis Hamikdash,
What'll be different?
I think the concept that it's forever, l'netzach, and therefore we will work harder to avoid.
Knowledge of God will cover the earth,
Things
the
that come
water
in.
covers the sea, the lion will lie with the lamb, will beat our swords into pruning. Like the nature of human consciousness will transform. That's the hope.
Say the rest of what you want to say right now. And God shall pour.
Oh, pour out his wrath upon the nations that know him not.
But the Rambam says it's going to be the same.
Huh?
But the Rambam says no, it's going to be the same.
That's
okay.
But that's my question. My question is if we believe, like what we've learned throughout Chassidus, that the only reason why we have Bechira, the only reason why we sin, the only reason why we do anything is because there's a hester of Hashem's light in the world. As that hiddenness is removed, our ability to make Avero becomes less and less and less, because once that revelation comes, it's at such a level that we're absorbed by it.
But then we're not human anymore.
So how do we? So it's like, okay, today we get 1% of Hashem's light in the world, maybe, and then we get the Beis Hamikdash, and now we have 4%. So we're operating at 4% because we still have the ability to like decide today that I'm going to wake up and I know that Hashem's revealing His light over there, but I'm going to sin today.
And what were the kavanos?
But
Most of the kavanos were Osham and Chet.
Not
So it wasn't like if,
not you say not Nedava and
yeah, there was a reason you had to bring a korban chatos because you did something. So it wasn't
But
there was never going to be any.
There was murder.
That's just a degree of avera that is so extreme to be able to do that in the same environment of the Beit HaMikdash existing. I think is exactly the tension that Shimon's talking about. It's really not.
Is this the difference between yearning for Beis Hamikdash and yearning for Mashiach and Geula? Is it the
by
same?
us, our Masort is that there's no difference.
But we had it before. So
We
I'm
never had
talking about-
Mashiach,
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in this next.
so it's Mashiach. Yeah, but it comes with Beis Hamikdash, meaning that's
The
why.
last one is the final.
That's why, yeah.
Mashiach brings the answers to the unanswerable questions, which will, I assume, bring a tremendous amount or complete.
Absolutely.
shlemus.
Well,
Yeah.
Shlomo Melech
Complete
was Mashiach.
shlemus.
Complete shlemus. So through having that shlemut, which we had to a certain degree in the first two, but we didn't have. We were still answering Teku in the Gemara. Like it was like
Well, but that's after Churban Bayit Sheni.
we still had unanswerable questions. So there was
Right.
still machlokas.
No, our question still is like, how could a Jew hate a Jew during Tkufas Bayit Sheni if Beis Hamikdash existed? That's really your question.
Yeah.
How could that be? If the light was shining the way that we understand it to be in the Beis Hamikdash, then where was there room for a man to begin to go into Golos?
So that was the second one. The first one had much more light, and we were killing each other.
So even worse. So even the question is just as relevant there,
But
even more relevant.
because we still have mitzvahs, and to have mitzvahs, you have to have choice, and to have choice, all this needs to be possible. Otherwise, there is no choice. You're right. You reach a point where there's no choice, there's no mitzvahs, there's no nothing. So we don't know what's going to be out there, but for right now, right here, we're trying to find, I mean, I haven't read ahead and I have no idea, and I'm just talking, off the, like, whatever. But for right here, right now, what we should be is okay with all that. We should be able to hold that tension of, but look, I could fall. Yeah, but you can walk, right? But it's no accomplishment to walk if you can't fall.
But
Right.
that doesn't really satisfy it doesn't satisfy the question, because if there's this recalibration from 1% to 4%, then at least the averas we should have should be on a totally different calibrated level of we're not having the highest level kavana, only high kavana. With the Beit HaMikdash, we're killing each other and worshiping idols, and the degree of averas
I hear what you're saying.
happening.
I hear. What I'm thinking is again, just a thought. To have balance, to have equality, to have the greatest good that you can do possible, you must have the possibility of doing the ultimate evil. To balance the equation, you must be able to fight that in order to.
Is that what we believe about Geula?
I know what's happening in Geula. I'm talking about right now, right here. Why, if we're
Right,
going to
but
live in a world
this
of
Torah,
mitzvah-
this Torah that we're learning right now is also about Geula. It's about what the world looks like. Now we have Beis Hamikdash,
Right.
and now we have Geula, and we have that.
No,
we have
it's
to be
not.
okay with
That's
the
not what this
process.
teaching is.
We have to be.
This
okay
teaching is
with-
not about that.
Right. I don't know what's going to be out there.
This teaching is about what he just said. It's about actually, like, the Geula means right now.
Correct, but we're trying to. He's trying to. I mean, we'll see what he's going to say, but it seems like he's trying to make a comparison to say, this is what it will be, but we can have a taste of that right now. And by
He's actually, no, he's going to say this is what it was when we had the Beis HaMikdash. This is what it was like to leave Beis HaMikdash, and now you only have right now. He's not yet saying what it's going to be. Because I don't think how could he? He'd probably be the first person to say, אתם אידיוטים? אתם חושבים שאני יודע מה זה הולך להיות? I could see him saying, אתם דפוקים בראש. אתם מטומטמים. אתם כמעט דפוקים כמוני. I could hear see him say to Rav Kluger, you're almost as stupid as I am. Like that, I could hear him say it. Right? Yeah. You think that I can sit here and tell you right now what it's going to be like when we have a Beis HaMikdash? I could tell you what Chazal's... I could tell you a little bit about what it was like and the experience of a neshama and a body. I could talk to you about what it's like today, and the struggle of today, and the harmony that one gets when he makes a decision to be okay with Hashem's decision as to how He created him. You tell me that I can't, and you don't need. I think that's what he's saying over here. Nirali, it seems to me. Okay, let's stop here. I wanted to go weiter, but to go weiter, we have to give it our all. We'll stop here and we'll continue B'ezrat Hashem on Tuesday. Yesher koach. Let's keep the Sfarim and the pages over here.